What's up everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, I always thought what ended up happening with big YouTubers products after 6 months or more. Well, today that's gonna be answered. That's right guys, today we are watching the deserved downfall of Lunchly. Without further ado, let's get straight into it.
Three mega influencers, Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul, launched Lunchly, a supposed healthy rival to Lunchables, hyped as a win for parents, kids, and their own empires. But within 6 months, the venture collapsed, exposed by doctors and dietitians, mocked online, and even pulled from shelves for molding. I remember this.
Yeah, when I used to work at Walmart, we actually had to remove these. Sometimes we would have to put them in clearance aisles. So it would be like 99 cents or something like that. Like they were not selling whatsoever.
What started as a can't lose influencer food revolution quickly turned into a spectacular public flop. October 2023. The internet hype machine was in full swing. Logan Paul and KSI,
oh my God.
Fresh off.
To this day, I have never, ever had any Prime. And I'll make it that way. I'm gonna stand on the fact that I was never like everybody else. I was, drinking Prime. To this day, I never had it.
The wild
and
success of Prime hyped it as Prime 2.0. And
wait,
Mr.
Prime
Beast,
2.0?
just one tweet from him pulled in 30 million views.
Holy shit.
30 million people instantly hooked on whatever this trio was about to drop. The big idea turned out to be simple, maybe too simple. Copy the kid.
Well, to be fair, when you think of Mr. Beast, you think of good, right? So when he's collabing with KSI, they're like, okay, they're probably going to drop something cool. It's probably going to be another Prime bottle, because they did that with IShowSpeed, I'm pretty sure. But it ended up being a Lunchly, and, it would have been cool if it wasn't a ripoff. Like, it would have been cool if it wasn't a ripoff, and it would have also been good if it was meant to be consumed, because holy crap did they have so much mold in there.
But swap the juice box for a bottle of Prime.
Oh God.
Then slap on the label of being healthier. Fans went crazy. Within 2 days, Walmart had cleared shelves for it, and some Target stores even had wait lists, as if it were a new iPhone, not a kid's meal. On their Impulsive podcast, they bragged about $100 million in pre-orders, with talk of hitting $1 billion valuation before kids had even opened the box. But no one stopped to ask the obvious.
If my kid ever asked me for a Lunchly, I would deadass look at him and be like, "Sorry, kid, you're gonna eat whatever I make." All right. Matter of fact, I'll make my own version of Lunchly, and I will make it. I'm not gonna promote that it's healthy, because it's probably not gonna be healthy. But will it be good? I hope so.
Kids actually need processed cheese, mystery meat, and electrolyte water in a box. Hey. Was this really healthier, or just smart packaging and influencer hype? The three founders weren't worried. They were too busy making vlog content in grocery store freezers and celebrating themselves. It was the perfect example of chasing profit and attention while skipping the basics of making a product that truly made sense. It didn't take long for the cracks to show. By launch week, nutrition labels for Lunchly popped up on Reddit, and the excitement quickly turned into backlash. One viral post pointed out that Lunchly's turkey stackers contained 810 milligrams of sodium, about a third of what an 8-year-old should eat in an entire day. Parents were shocked. Soon, more problems were uncovered. That flashy 25% less sugar claim? It was only true compared to a single type of Lunchables that came with a cookie and sugary juice. Stack it against a normal Lunchables kit, and the difference nearly vanished.
I low-key miss Lunchables, but it's like I never had them. The closest I had it was to this. But I don't know, dude. I low-key feel like going to buy some Lunchables and just eat it like I was a little kid again.
And the real cheese selling point. The ingredients list told another story. Additives like sodium phosphate and mold blockers, not the farm-fresh image the box promised. Then the internet piled on. TikTok filled with parents filming blind taste tests where kids almost always picked regular Lunchables over Lunchly. Reviews on Amazon sank to around 3 stars, and Walmart's site filled with photos of slimy meat and rubbery cheese. Yet even as the criticism mounted,
what is that, bro? Oh, hell no!
Founders doubled down, still claiming they'd changed the lunch game. It looked less like a revolution.
I don't want to be that guy, but I knew something was up when they had Logan Paul in it, you know what I'm saying? I knew, I just couldn't prove it. Because you know what he's been doing. All those scams, all of that, you know what this man is capable of.
This is where things went from embarrassing
Created by
to
the
downright
creators.
concerning. In December 2023, Consumer Reports ran independent lab tests on Lunchley kits bought straight from stores. What they found shocked parents.
What was it?
Every single kit
They
contained
had
measurable lead, with some testing as high as 6 parts per billion.
Wait,
While
lead?
technically under the FDA limit, doctors were quick to point out the obvious. No amount of lead is safe for kids. The tests also found phthalates, the same plastic chemicals already in Lunchables,
What?
to developmental and hormonal issues in children. So
Oh
much
my god. I think that's why I have erectile dysfunction. Oh my god, it's because I ate Lunchables. Jesus, I knew something was up when my shit couldn't go up anymore after I ate Lunchly. I knew, Mr. Beast, I am suing you for what you did to my my male genital. I'm just playing, guys. Nothing is happening. I'm not suing nobody. I'm broke and I do not have ED. I was just making a joke.
At this point, it was clear Lunchley's entire healthier pitch relied on one thing: the prime drink.
Oh
The
god.
box bragged about 10% coconut water and electrolytes for immune support. In plain English, that meant 90% water and artificial sweeteners, plus trace amounts of vitamins
Like,
B and
why
C
is it
you'd get
artificial?
more of from eating a single orange.
That's what I'm
Doctors
saying.
online quickly
It's like when they make juices, the juices is not healthy whatsoever, no matter what juice. Unless it has pulp that's more healthier. This is something I don't understand is why we consume juice. The juice isn't the good part. The good part is the whole fruit itself. If you're not eating like the fruit, then you're not getting the vitamins and all the benefits you get rather than drinking juice.
posting breakdowns of the label. Yet Lunchley kept pushing ads showing kids scoring soccer goals and chugging Prime. In January 2024, claims started surfacing
I
of
remember
moldy
this.
Lunchley kits.
I was there for this era.
One viral video showed fuzzy green mold on the cheese of a just-opened package. That clip alone hit millions. Soon,
Is that blue
others
cheese?
across the country showed the same thing. Mold
Ew.
in a nationwide pattern. By the end of the week, Lunchley quietly
hell
asked stores to pull 2 product lines. Quietly is the key word. There was no press
$1.99.
release, no social media warning. The FDA didn't issue a recall since no hospitalizations were confirmed, but leaked Walmart emails later
do you
exposed
have to be hospitalized to pull some shit out? Why don't they do that for the pink sauce too while they're at it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we have to wait for somebody to get hospitalized instead of, if we know it's going to be dangerous, why not pull it back?
voluntary quality hold was just code for mold keeps showing up. Pull this now. Meanwhile, the influencer founders handled it poorly. Mr. Beast
did they
stayed
say?
silent for 9 days. KSI tweeted a vague, "We're investigating," before promoting a fight. Logan Paul
God.
addressed it on Impulsive, blaming supply chain moisture issues and promising better screening. He insisted,
Screening? Are
"We're
you a
still
movie or
feeding
something?"
millions, bro." But never once apologized. Parents noticed, and the moldy kits never really made it back to shelves. For all the
Good.
hype
Keep
about
that shit over
billion-dollar
there.
valuations and industry shakeups, the real numbers
I'm
told
gonna keep it a
a
buck. I made a video here in the YouTube channel where I tasted the Feastables. It was alright. I'll still take Hershey's 10 times better. Mr. Beast, your ingredients, I mean your chocolate sucks. It's like, I don't see why you promote it as the best thing ever. It's literally just the same as, like, if you handed me chocolate for Halloween, I'm taking Reese's Pieces regardless. But if it had to be Hershey's or Feastables, I'm taking the Hershey's. Don't give me no lame ass Mr. Beast Feastable, you know what I'm saying?
Sales data from Nielsen showed that Lunchley made about $92 million in retail sales in its first year, 2024. Now,
2024.
$92
What a year.
million sounds
What
like
a
a
year,
lot of
man.
money to you and me, but the founders had publicly claimed they'd hit $1 billion in their first year.
A bill.
That's not just a miss, it's a huge gap between expectation and reality.
Yep.
It's aiming for the moon and not even clearing the trees. By the third quarter of 2024, the financial picture was even worse. Lunchley's revenue had dropped 64%
Holy.
compared to the previous quarter. For a new business, especially one with this much launch hype, that's not just a warning sign, it's a death spiral.
Yep.
Amazon's harsh algorithm,
Oh, have
which
you guys
favors
seen what's been going down with Prime 2? Prime is so cooked. Back when I used to work at Walmart again, dude, when I would walk in the back aisles, I mean inside like the back doors, we had like full on crates, stacked pallets, full on of Prime. None of them got pushed out the whole 6 months I was working there. Dead ass, not a single bottle was out of that packaging whatsoever. I saw that same, pallets every single day. They did not push them out, bro.
Whole Foods never even bothered to stock it, and Kroger pushed the leftover stock to the shameful end-of-aisle clearance bins. Adding to their money problems were the sky-high production costs.
No crumbles. I'm leaving
Each
everything.
Lunchley box needed 3 different cooling zones to keep the meat, crackers, and Prime drinks safe. This made logistics a constant drain on already thin profits. Throw in the big fees required just to get on store shelves, plus the costs tied to the mold issues, and it was obvious the whole project was losing money fast. Let's zoom out for a moment. Beyond the mold, the lead, and the bad sales, the whole Lunchley model rested on one thing: kids. But kids don't buy groceries.
That's everything.
Parents do. So the marketing wasn't really aimed at adults at all. It leaned on what's often called pester power.
You basically, y'all ever seen that ad of the kid screaming, and it's like a condom ad? It's like, if you don't want a kid screaming, wear protection or something like that. It's an old ad, but that's what reminds me of it. Because the kids are gonna see this, they're gonna go to their parent, Dad, can I get this? Can I get this? Dad, oh, I want this. I seen it on TikTok. And then the parent, because if they're already handing them out the iPads, they're gonna be like, oh, sure, yeah, I'll buy you one.
Let them beg in the grocery aisle, and eventually the parent gives in.
See?
It's less about nutrition and more about wearing parents down.
Yeah.
The American Academy of Pediatrics calls this unfair marketing to minors.
It is.
Congress has even pushed platforms to
what's another unfair marketing that I genuinely think about? All the gambling we do. And yeah, you know how they say it's like gambling if it's a mystery box, loot boxes and all this? No, that is gambling. Okay? And I don't like how it's getting so normalized to gamble, even if you're a kid. What do I mean by that? Like, when you're buying Labubus, for example, I don't think little kids buy Labubus, but that's a form of gambling, because you don't know what's inside the box. So yeah, you're buying it, just, you get that adrenaline from trying to open and see what it is. And not just that, but also in games, like the gacha type of games, that's gambling. You're gambling money to get these loot boxes or get this rarity, and that's going to kids, games are for kids and stuff. I genuinely don't like how gambling is getting normalized. And then you just cover it up, be like, oh no, it's not really gambling, you know what I'm saying? It's just loot boxes, Labubu boxes. Hell nah, I know what's up, man, you are. Quick intermission, sorry guys, but we are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I really want to be able to reach it, so I thought, if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, I will shave my head. That's right guys, so if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys subscribe. Anyways, back to the video.
But Lunchley found a loophole. Instead of running traditional ads, they built promotions straight into influencer vlogs and TikToks.
Oh
that
my
falls
God.
into a grey zone the FTC still treats as sponsored content.
Look at Kaizenat, he didn't even want that.
Advertising. In other words, they used YouTube's recommendation system to dodge the same rules that block soda ads from Saturday morning cartoons. When doctors and parents pushed back, the founders and fans fell back on the easy defense of parental choice.
Jesus.
But real choice means real information.
I'm not gonna lie, if you defend a millionaire or a celebrity in general, there's something wrong with you. Because why the hell are you defending people that you don't even know? Or companies too. People that be defending gaming companies or just companies in general. Like, dude, you're doing free marketing for them. Free PR. Stop. They don't know you.
The front of the Lunchley box never warned about the high sodium or the lab-tested lead. The fine print on the back was crammed with chemical-sounding terms most parents couldn't decode.
That's what I think. I feel like you can dead-ass get away with it and nobody will ever know. Dead-ass, if I make a product and I just copy and paste this, nobody will ever know. Nobody will, because nobody reads this. So I feel like companies can get away with it. I feel like we don't get the exact stuff. It's just something to look like it's giving you the information. Kind of like terms and conditions. You know what I'm saying? Do you really read the terms and conditions? No, nobody does. That's why people can hide stuff under it and be like, oh, but you didn't read this. You didn't know it was there. You didn't read it. even though it was right there.
If you're selling convenience, be clear about it. But if you're claiming health, you owe proof. And Lunchley never delivered.
See, because
by the
if
summer
they
of
didn't say that he was
2024,
healthy,
Lunchley had shifted from hot new launch to running joke. A cautionary tale of influencer snake oil. Online creators and comedians piled on, with parody clips and memes mocking the idea of paying premium prices for what many saw as rebranded Lunchables.
Yeah.
For millions of viewers, the satire captured the story better than any press release ever could. The trouble wasn't just Lunchley. Prime, the drink at the center of the meal kit, was already drawing heat. Regulators in Europe flagged high caffeine levels in certain Prime energy drinks, and US lawsuits accused Prime of containing forever chemicals. Whether fair or not, that negative press bled directly into Lunchley's reputation. If their health drink was under fire, what did that say about the kits built around it? Retailers took notice, sales slowed, shelves turned over to newer clean label brands, and industry chatter started to suggest that big box partners were losing patience. Rumors even spread online of a Target memo calling for a reset away from Lunchley, though nothing official ever surfaced. Meanwhile, the founders did little to push back on the growing narrative. Posts and appearances framed them as unbothered, tossing Lunchley into their content as a prop,
KSI,
rather than defending it as a...
KSI was going after Dan CDM for a full month. Jesus Christ. And then this dude, he took a picture with his pregnant wife while promoting Lunchley. Like, dude, you're about to have a kid, you worried about Lunchley? Seriously? And then Mr. Beast, you know, he was going through his own allegations. I think this is when Chris Tyson shit was going on.
For critics, that silence felt like the real goodbye. There's something deeply satisfying about a story where the hype machine finally crashes, isn't there? Especially when the hype was this loud, this unavoidable. Parents who once felt pressured into buying the latest influencer-endorsed lunchbox now have the ultimate proof. Lunchley was overpriced, undernourishing, and in some cases unsafe. It wasn't just a bad idea, it was a bad product. For every kid who felt uncool bringing carrots and an apple to school while classmates showed off their flashy kits.
Do people actually bring lunches to school?
And for every small food brand that actually cares about quality and transparency, it clears a little more shelf space. In the end, the market did what regulators often can't. It punished dishonest marketing faster than any PR team could spin. And if you're an entrepreneur watching this, the takeaway couldn't be clearer. Product first, story second. Get those two backwards, and you better hope no one ever decides to test what...
Dude, I hate when YouTubers do this shit. When their product is, like, getting blasted everywhere on the internet, and then they go, oh, I had no idea this was going on, you know, I was just a marketing phase, even though they got clips where they're saying, oh no, yeah, we were building this, you know, I just pushed for the idea. Like, stop doing that bullshit, you piss me off. You're not innocent, dude, you're part of this. You're part of the marketing. You're part of the whole situation. This your product.
So, is Lunchley completely dead?
Yes.
Not quite. The website is still up, and a few kits still pop up on Amazon or in scattered stores. But compared to the billion-dollar dream, what remains is more ghost than giant. The hype is gone, the shelves are clearing, and the founders have already moved on to chase the next trend. They promised parents a healthier lunch and delivered processed meat with an energy
they shouldn't
drink
have done
chaser.
that. They shouldn't have said it was
They
healthy.
promised retailers blockbuster margins and instead delivered mold and clearance bins. They promised kids fun and belonging, but handed them a tray full of chemicals and empty calories.
You know what's crazy? All of this was just a waste of resources. Because they really just did that all in a few months, and then, you know, it went back to how things were.
The shiny facade, built on influencer fame, lasted only as long as the algorithm kept pushing it. Once shoppers flipped the box over, or saw the green fuzz with their own eyes, the game was over. The house of cards folded, and all we could do was watch. And here's the takeaway. Fame can create buzz, fill shelves, and even sell at a premium for a while. But it can't fake nutrition. So the next time an influencer claims they've reinvented food, do the one thing Lunchley never wanted you to do.
I low-key hate how they were trying to get into foods. Me personally, this is advice for any YouTuber that wants to create a product. Unless you are you actually know what you're doing, do not go for something else that's not out of your area. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you are, let's say, a kind of like Mr. Beast, right? You make those type of videos on YouTube, like staying at a haunted mall for 24 hours or something like that, you know? Do not go into the food service if you haven't done your own research, if you don't know anything about it. And don't just hire the team. Like, it would be better if you hired a team that knew what they were doing, but don't just go into it without having to know everything, you know what I'm saying? Because then you're going to end up like this. So what I would do, like, for example, me, if I was ever to create a product, it's probably going to be these type of t-shirts. Why? Because I wear them all the time. I don't think I got a video where I haven't worn one. I mean, even my thumbnails, most of the time, I'm wearing one of these, you know what I'm saying? So I'll probably make one of my own material. I'm not claiming it's about to be healthy. You know, it may even be worse than this one I'm wearing right now. But, I'm going to make some up. Or, what else can I do? I may even make a game. You know, I've gone into coding. I've done coding for a week before I dropped out. Dropped out of, like, a community college, okay? So I did coding. I made a Roblox game. I play games. Like, I know more about that. So I'd team up with actual developers, actual people that know what they're doing. And I'll just be the face to promote it, you know what I'm saying? But if someone goes down with the game, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I didn't know. I'll be like, oh yeah, like I knew, you know. I apologize that we couldn't get to where it was. It was harder than I thought, you know, and stuff like that. I would take accountability. I mean, I don't think it's hard to take accountability. I think people would accept you more if you took accountability than if you just lied to them again. Well, that is the end of the video. You guys let me know what you guys thought about this. You know, this was a very interesting video because, like, I was like, what happened to, like, all these other products? Are they still up or something like that? Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section. And yeah, that is about it. Like and subscribe if you guys haven't yet. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers and I really want to reach that. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.